Hello viewers, welcome back to Ohio Air Gun Shooter. Thank you for stopping by to check out this video, and if you're new to the channel, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. That way you don't miss out on any future videos. In this video, I have two different versions of the HDR68 from Umarex. As you can see, the top one, this was originally the 7.5 joule version. And then below, I have the TR68 16 joule version from Modern Combat Sports. I did remove the valve block from the HDR68, which definitely increased the power. However, it definitely reduced the number of shots that I got. I mean, on a good day, I might get 5 full shots, but anywhere from 3 to 4 of those are pretty good, and then it just dumps out the CO2 cartridge. I did make a tiny restrictor out of a CO2 cartridge. I just cut the end off and drilled about like a 1mm hole in the bottom of it. It works okay, but it's not the best. But this is more or less just kind of a tinker and mess with air gun, or marker. I did get it for well under $100 at the time with some discounts. But I wanted a original factory stock 16 joule version, so I ended up purchasing one of these as well. Again, got a pretty good price on it. I mean, through Amazon. So I mean, I guess it's nice to have two. I mean, some people are like, why do you got to buy two? Well, keep one factory, and then the other one you can kind of tinker with. Or if one goes bad, well, at least you got parts from one to switch out, to the other. So, that's kind of why. Anyhow, to move on, I got some new ammo the other day. I got some of these rubber balls here. 68 caliber. These are 2.76 gram. They're a Chinese brand called, I want to say that Civaner, Civaner. Again, these are 2.76 grams. These are the lightest projectile that I have for the HDR68. The lightest thing that I previously shot in it, I'm going to bring this down a little bit, are these self-defense balls. These weigh 3.65 grams. So these were the lightest that I had. These are more of a harder plastic. And we'll test these out real quick. The different. It sounds harder. Let's see. Alright, we'll just do a little bounce test. So it's a little bit heavier. You can hear the difference. And then I also got some T4E brand 68 caliber rubber balls. These are more of a softer rubber. I'll show you. These are just rubber. These aren't the rubber steel. I have shot these in 43 caliber, and like my Glock T4E models, or HK BP9, and then I also have some in 50 caliber. So we'll test these out today in both guns. I'm gonna just leave the restrictor out of this one. We'll just see how many shots we get with these, and then we'll just kind of compare and just have some fun. All right, first up, I just got out my HDR68. This was the 7.5 joule version. There's no restrictor. I did remove the valve block to get maximum power, but that definitely reduces shots. I have shot these. Actually, when I got in the box, this was still in the magazine. This is a 270 grain saber tooth muzzle loading bullet. I kind of have it hot glued into this. This is a 20 gauge I think it's like part of a 20 gauge wadding or whatever, but I just cut that out and hot glued it in there because it fits perfectly in there. It's not real tight, so I have done a video. We're just messing around with some of this different ammunition, so maybe we'll shoot that one with the very first shot, but I don't know. Nah, we'll just stick to the rubber balls today. Maybe we'll do this just at the end to see what kind of maximum power we get out of this. No restrictor, no valve block, HDR68. I just got this one out just to go ahead and show you that I'm using Umarex brand CO2 cartridges. I'm spraying some silicone oil. Sorry, I got the camera right in front of me, so didn't mean to bump that. Just spray a little silicone oil in here. It's been a while since I got this out. Maybe a little bit on the tip. Just spray a little bit on the tip of many of the threads here. There. I lost my little straw thing, so I'm just holding it over the trash can while I spray it. As always, put the cartridge butt first. It does come with an Allen key. Hand tightening is just enough. There. So I'll move everything over to the shooting table I got set up. We'll get some velocities. I'll be using an X radar chronograph, and we'll start with the heavier 3 gram rubber balls, and then we'll move down to the 2.76, kind of a mix between a rubber and plastic, so just not as hard as those self-defense balls. So let me get set up and we'll move on to the shooting. Alright, first up will be the HDR68 with the valve block removed, no restrictor, with the 2.76 gram rubber paint balls. They're kind of in between a rubber and a plastic. I did load them up. One thing I noticed is that some of them are kind of undersized, so they do fall out. Unlike, I do have some of the rubber balls too, but they're in there pretty good. So at least now they are. I had one roll out of the barrel. There, now 2 fell out, so they're a little undersized. So I don't know how much CO2 will just blow out around them. So, all right. Actually, you know what? Let me do this first. I'm going to pierce this first. All right. We are pierced. Again, HDR68, valve block removed, no restrictor. Okay, we're in. Again, 7.76 gram rubber balls, hard rubber. Get this out of the way. X-rated chronograph reads up to 698 feet per second, and it is 71 degrees Fahrenheit inside. Hopefully, as I shoot this, one won't fall out of the the barrel or the magazine there. I think there's enough to keep them in. All right, don't worry, I'm not looking down the barrel. All right, first shot. Just shooting down range there, just into that bin. I got a towel set up. All right, no restrictor, valve block removed. This was originally a 7.5 joule version. So this 2.76 gram projectile is the lightest that I've shot out of this. (398 feet per second). You got a jam here. And one of them, maybe. Hang on, let me see what's going on here. All right, I got that cleared. Something was just stuck. So you always point it down range. All right, there we go. Shot number 2. 362. 356. 344. One more. 330 feet per second. All right, let's try the rubber balls. 3 grams. These sit much nicer in this. See that? It's just free spinning, so something is not right with this. Stand by. All right, the issue I was having is this piece here was getting stuck, and that's kind of what holds your magazine in place as it indexes to the next one. Otherwise, it'll just, if that's all the way in, it will just spin freely. So I had to lubricate that a little bit. I might have to take this apart and just kind of give it a good lubrication bath or whatever you want to call it. But all right, let's move on to the rubber balls. I don't know how many more shots I'll have left, so we'll see. Maybe I can get 10 shots total. But well, at least that pause kind of allowed for a brief warm-up. So let's give this a try. All right. Yeah, I wanted to pull the trigger when I had that magazine out to make sure the indexing mechanism was working okay. So, all right, that's why I always keep them downrange. All right, 3 gram T4E rubber balls. HDR68, no valve block, no restrictor. 352 feet per second. 308, we're dropping fast. 254, I think I'm out of gas. Okay, maybe one more. Nope, that's it. Let me put a fresh CO2 and then we'll try that again with the rubber balls. Stand by. All right, I installed a fresh CO2 cartridge. 5 more of the rubber balls. Actually, I had 2 left, so all right. I just reloaded 3 more. Let's see what we got here with a fresh CO2 cartridge and the 2.76 or no 3 gram T4E rubber balls. All right. 392 feet per second. 370 feet per second. 364 feet per second. 356 feet per second. One more. 350 feet per second. So, put a pretty nice hole in that old towel down there. So, that's what the 3 gram T4E rubber balls. And the 2.76 gram Souvenir brand. So let's move on to the TR68. Here is what I'm shooting. The yellow ones, I mean, they're just a paintball shooting training projectiles. They don't classify it as just like rubber paintballs, reusable. I mean, they're semi between plastic and a hard rubber. So just I mean, if you want to check them out, there's the QR code. I don't know if you can check that out, but they do sell them on Amazon. All right, next up, the TR68. This is the 16 joule version. This one does have a restrictor, so it's stock 16. Get the right one here. Here it is. Numerex CO2 cartridge, already been pierced. We'll start again with these 2.76 gram. Again, they're a bit undersized, so they don't stay in the magazine very well. So that's why I already pierced it. So they seem to be too small for these magazines. I don't know how well they would do in like a blaster or your HDX, HDS shotguns. So, but they just seem to be a little too loose in the TR68 or HDR68 magazines. All right, first shot. Let's go back down that way a little bit. All right. It's an old towel and made some pretty good holes in it. All right, first shot. 376 feet per second. Zoom out a little, or pan out a little bit here. There we go. All right, shot number 2. 374 feet per second. 378 feet per second. Yeah, I don't think I'll be shooting this in the backyard. It's pretty loud. I mean, even indoor here. 360 feet per second. One more. 352 feet per second. Again, that's with the Sieve and Air 2.76 gram hard rubber balls. All right, next up, the 3 gram T4E rubber balls. We'll just use the same CO2 cartridge since this one has a restrictor. Let me just give this about a 5-minute warm up. Stand by. All right, back with the T4E rubber balls, 3 gram, and the TR68 revolver from Modern Combat Sports. This is a 16 joule version, factory, with the restrictor. Same CO2 cartridge. Kind of glad I paused there for a minute because my air conditioner kicked on because the temperature must have went up a little bit. So again, we're right around 71 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. T4E rubber balls, 3 grams. 398 feet per second. A heck of a blast. 378 feet per second. I'd hate to get hit by one of these things. 356 feet per second. 350 feet per second. CO level's probably dropping. 330 feet per second. So that's probably the last shot. Yep. So I got through 2 magazines, 10 shots. Definitely started to drop off after shot 8. So I got one more thing I want to try here. All right, back to the HDR68 with the valve block removed, no restrictor. And I did load up that 270 grain, 70 grain saber tooth projectile. I forget what the grams were on this. I think I weighed it, but I just got it hot glued in this little save-it-like thing that I made. Sorry, the camera keeps focusing on the background there. All right, we'll just do this like this. All right, and load this up. It is the same CO2 cartridge, so hopefully I have enough left to get this one shot off. Let me index here to the right shot. It does slide through freely, so it won't get hung up. It's been warming up for 20 minutes now, so all right. At least, hopefully I can get at least one good shot with this heavy projectile. So, all right. All for the marbles here. Just 142 feet per second on that. So, I'm not sure what the energy is on that one, but it was worth a shot. I don't know how much CO2 is left. That much. That's probably about it. Yeah, if you could push that in with your thumb pretty easily, then you're getting low. All right, let's just go back to the review table and just kind of go over our results. So there was some testing with the HDR68 7.5 joule version from Umarex, where I removed the valve block and it does not have a restrictor, and the 16 joule TR68 from Modern Combat Sports using these 2.76 gram Souvenir, kind of like a paintball training projectile, and the T4E training for engagement rubber balls from Umarex. These weighed in at 3 grams. There was a difference between the two power-wise, between the restricted and non-restricted. Fewer shots, probably a wider variety of velocities with the unrestricted, no valve block, revolver that I have here, compared to the factory restricted 16 joule version here. More shots, more consistent shots. I did try that heavy 270 grain bullet, muzzle loading bullet that I had hot glued and like a little save it. Got 142 feet per second. That was after I shot the other projectiles, so the CO2 level was down. I still got 16.39 joules off of that. The highest I did get was 190 feet. I went back and looked. It was 190 feet per second with the 270 grain, which came in at like 29 joule. So, just wanted to test out some of the new projectiles I had. these right here seem to be they're just seem to be too loose in the magazines. These are probably more designed for like your paintball guns with like that are hopper fed, probably just to help them, just kind of feed properly and smoothly. So that's what I'm kind of thinking these are more for. They'll probably be probably good in like your HD, was it the HDB, with the blaster shotgun, and then the HDX, and I don't know if they would roll through the HDS, the double barrel shotgun. So I don't know. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.